Okay, everyone. We are back, the ISB boys, Sahil Rahi, Roycito, for another day of qualifying action. Guys, International Week is back in force. Today we are covering the CONCACAF region. It's our region, but
Weird
we
pronunciation
are
of CONCACAF.
I didn't like it.
there.
I don't know why you're pronouncing it that way. CONCACAF,
Hear who's
CONCACAF. It's North America, the Caribbean, Central America. I don't know why
you
you
did
put on
the Latin pronunciation.
Yeah.
As
These are
if
the
it's
beautiful
only
teams.
Central America.
These are the beautiful teams that are in these groups. We got some spicy groups, which we're talking about. Lots of matches to play, boys, and it's just starting off. So before we start talking about the matches, Roy, you want to tell us how this was a group that you covered in our beautiful video, which everyone loved, covering the whole groups, how everyone gets in. This was one of your regions. So who's getting in? How does this work?
So we're in the final round. This is the final round. And I said in that video where I described the structure that I think this is the most exciting region when it comes to structure. Because the way they break it down, right now we're in the final round, which is 12 teams, 3 groups, 4 teams per group. First place qualifies automatically. Simple as that. It's home and away each game. So you get a total of 6 games. You qualify if you win your group. If you don't win your group, you have a chance to qualify through the Intercontinental Playoff if you're the best or the second best second place team in the 3 groups. Does that make sense? I think that makes a lot of sense.
Win and you're in is basically the mantra, and second place still has a chance.
Yes. So let's get into it. I've showed the groups multiple times. We'll show it one more time here for everyone. There's some very interesting teams here. So we got here. So we'll start off with our matches to watch for this particular round. Full list of matches running on the bottom. But we got to start, guys, with a rivalry match in the Caribbean. The Jamaica Reggae Boyz versus the Trinidad Tobago Soca Warriors, guys. What do you got to say about this fun one?
You talked about spicy groups. If for Jamaica, this is not a spicy group whatsoever, Roy. This is easy as cake. Jamaica has a very easy group. They should be absolutely planning their trip to the US, Mexico, and Canada. They should be. This is no excuses for Jamaica. No excuses for the Reggae Boyz. They have to qualify from this group. They've already beaten Trinidad and Tobago in the Unity Cup. Of course, this is a decent, plucky Trinidad side. But with the talent Jamaica has, Roy, this should be one-way traffic.
Yeah, it should be. It should be. But who is leading Trinidad and Tobago? Do you guys know who the coach is? Fun fact.
Yes, we do, of course, know Mr. Dwight York.
The most famous player from the region, of course.
Legendary.
At its finest.
A goal. Do you remember when he played for Manchester United? He had literally a goal every other game.
Yeah,
incredible.
Unbelievable talent. And now he's leading this team. If he could push a little bit of his skill onto this Trinidad team, they're going to be okay. But this is a weird team, man. Over the past 10 years, this Trinidad team has been very, very strained. They famously kicked out the U.S. from the World Cup. What was that? I try to forget the year.
2018.
That was one of the darkest years of my life.
2018 World Cup, yes.
So 2018, kicked them out. Since then, they've been up and down. Yeah. And they've been down lately in this qualifying campaign, but you never know. You never know with this team what they're capable of. I don't think the group is as easy as you're suggesting. I think Jamaica-Trinidad is going to be a very interesting match.
That's what I want to say. I think it's a rivalry match. Whenever you have a rivalry match, it's tricky. Like, look, yes, we saw Trinidad and Tobago during the Gold Cup. They obviously lost to the U.S. 5-0 in that match that everyone said, okay, this is... But then they came back in the next matches and they proved that they're like a pretty tough out in that respect. And Jamaica's missing a lot of players. So let's start there. Of course, the one of the big names that's omitted is Andre Blake in goal. So there's going to be some untested goalkeepers that are going to be facing this Trinidad in this match. This, of course, is the second match of the round, right? They have to play a match first, but it's not easy when you're missing the man in the back.
Yeah, that's a big miss for them because we know what he means to them. And sometimes that's been a problem. Jamaica conceding goals, conceding soft goals. But other than that, everywhere else on the field, even missing Leon Bailey, this team has talent at nearly every position. Top-level talent, Premier League level talent, right? And they're so good individually. The questions just remain if Steve McLaren is the right man to bring the most out of this team. As yet, he's been really shaky, Roy, as a manager.
Yeah, he's been super shaky, and this has been a storyline for a long time. It's Jamaica using these English talents to close the gap in CONCACAF, and they have been closing that gap. If you look at their roster isn't drastically different from Canada's roster, for instance. It's very strong talent-wise. Yeah. And where the players play and what they're doing for their teams, it's a very, very interesting roster. But I think there's a mix of perhaps the wrong tactical system, perhaps the wrong coach, and also the federation needs to get their stuff together. They really need to figure it out to really harness this group of talent. Because otherwise, if you don't have a talented federation, you're not going to have a talented team. You can't have a disaster of a federation.
I mean, all that's true, but we have to be honest. Do you disagree that this is the best chance Jamaica has to qualify for a World Cup since 1998? This is the best chance ever. They cannot blow this opportunity because it is right there in front of them.
It's the easiest path. It's a path without Canada, USA, and Mexico, the three teams that give them the most problems. Are they the best team in the region besides those three? Minus Panama. I think it's between them and Panama.
It's based on this. I mean, this group really, I mean, they're heavy favorites. Of course, Bermuda made a great story making it through, and Curacao, of course, making another great story coming through. But this match, this is the one match that Jamaica cannot afford to slip up in because it's the one match that can really cause them problems.
Be aware of Curacao as well. Curacao is also a talented
Curaçao's
team.
A decent
I would say these are all teams Jamaica should beat. Certainly Bermuda, but yes, they'll have trouble. Trinidad is a rivalry game. Curacao is a tough team, but they should have no problems with this group.
Yeah, we talked about two potential danger men for Trinidad. One guy I've always liked is a little bit under the radar player, Nathaniel James. And the other guy, of course, Levi Garcia, the big man playing in Moscow now. So, all right.
Good player, man. Yeah. Levi's a very good player. He was a killer in Greece for AEK Athens. Had a ton of goals, had great performances, carved out a starting role, which is impressive for a player from this country.
And the Unity Cup game between these two teams that happened in May was pretty close, 3-2. So that's the story with that particular match. All right, moving on to another group. And here we go, guys. This is a match to watch. Guatemala versus El Salvador. Guys, this is so interesting based on how the teams performed in the Gold Cup because El Salvador had a pretty awful Gold Cup and Guatemala had a pretty outstanding Gold Cup. So these are two teams that kind of went in different directions. And guys, this is going to be hard for El Salvador.
Yeah, and you got this exactly right. These are two teams that are on different trajectories. Guatemala has been on the rise, right? Really impressive. They had that terrible loss against Jamaica, but then in the Gold Cup, they looked incredible. And now they just seem to be on this rise. And El Salvador is the other direction. Scraped their way into this round. Right. So El Salvador is really not in a good moment, Roy. And it's weird because we're used to seeing them to be a very strong side. And you really got to be concerned if you're an El Salvador fan.
Yeah, big time. Because Guatemala, like you said, has been good. They were solid in the second round of qualifiers, finished right behind Jamaica, but they were showing a lot of progress. They were starting to play a lot better. They've been on this interesting 3-year project of building a system, consistency, youth integration. The coach has been emphasizing the stability and long-term planning, and it's been looking better and better. But let's be real. This is the battle for second place. I don't see either of these teams getting past Panama. Yeah, Panama wins the group.
And interesting. We'll get to Panama.
These teams are fighting for second, and they need a fight for best second. So it's going to be very, very fascinating.
And don't sleep on Suriname.
Yes, that's what I'm going to say. This is another match to watch. Suriname. Don't sleep on Suriname. You look at their roster, a lot of players playing in some top leagues, including, of course, Mr. Geraldo Becker, Real Sociedad player. Granted, he's working his way into that team, but there's a lot of these players that are Dutch professionals playing in places in Europe. So this match is actually not that easy. That's what I'm saying. In both of these matches, it's an interesting group because yes, Panama's going to come in. Of course, they get Carrasquilla back, right? But it's not going to be that easy.
Yeah, I mean, Coco Garcia is arguably one of the best players in the region, alongside the Canadian Alphonso Davies. I think he's right up there, right? He's an incredible talent. To have him back, what he does for this team, he pulls the strings, incredibly dangerous. So Panama is certainly the favorite of any of these teams. After that top tier of CONCACAF, they're right there. For me, though, be wary of Suriname because Geraldo Becker, a player, has been around this team for so long, and they were so good in the last round of qualifying. I'd love to see them. Maybe they sneak in as second place team, Roy.
I don't see it. Well, listen, El Salvador's been poor. They've been very poor. There's a good chance El Salvador just completely drops the ball, loses to Panama, loses to Guatemala. They're in dead last. Suriname is not far behind a team like Guatemala.
Yeah.
Their higher end players better than Guatemala's higher end player.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pretty fascinating, man. You're right. I was sleeping on Suriname, but now that you bring them up and I remember the players they have, interesting. Very interesting.
Can Guatemala though win this group? Let's say Panama slips up against Suriname. I mean, you're talking about a team that beating Canada, right? This is a team that has done big things.
They got your player, Mr. Hugo Escobar. Mr.
You're really pushing it, Rahi, with that comment. No, I don't see Panama slipping up here. I mean, there are, as U.S. national team fans, we've seen them play. We've seen their quality. We see what they're capable of. They're a dominant team. They're smart. They're super, super compact. I just don't see a team like Suriname being able to score against a team like Panama, but we'll see.
We'll see. This match that we've highlighted, of course, is in Suriname, so we'll see how that one goes. All right, final group, guys. Or the match that we've pointed out, of course, that's the group with Costa Rica and Haiti and Honduras and Nicaragua. This is interesting, because Rahi, we've kind of seen Costa Rica, two different sides of them, and Haiti's made a little bit of noise.
This is a younger Costa Rica side. This is a team that for the longest time, we've seen all the old guys of Costa Rica for years and years and years. This is a different team, right? And could be some upside here. It's a team that traditionally Costa Rica has been one of the class of CONCACAF, right? Of course, that incredible run in the 2014 World Cup. But I think what you have to look at here is Haiti is also another team that's always been on the cusp. Always been on the cusp. This is a team that with Fafa Picault up front, Roy, this is always dangerous, man. They always give the U.S. problems in Gold Cups. They always give Mexico problems. They always play teams tight.
Yep. Always a tough team to play. It's given us as U.S. fans a lot of problems in the past. But the big question mark for me is the Costa Ricans. We just don't know what to expect from this team anymore. Like you said, it's been a very, very old roster. And I think that's a large part of the reason why they haven't been impressing lately. They haven't.
Joel Campbell played for 40 years. For
that's freaking ridiculous. And Keylor Navas, how old is Navas now? I think he's about 40. But this is an old team, and they've been using players like Francisco Calvo, who wasn't really cutting it in MLS anymore. I think he's in Saudi Arabia now. But they're trying to insert some younger talent. They're trying to insert younger talent. Andy Rojas is one. But we'll see. I think it might be too early for this team. I don't think they're quite ready for World Cup qualification. I don't think they're ready to actually compete in a World Cup. I just don't see it.
That's interesting.
Haiti's going to win this game. Haiti's going to win this group, you think?
That's a hard one. I don't know.
Or Honduras. I don't know. Maybe he thinks Honduras, So
maybe Honduras gets back to their winning ways. It's an interesting group of teams who Honduras and Costa Rica in moments over the past 10 years have been a very, very good team. Neither is right now. So it's a weird one. Haiti, I'm not saying Haiti has risen up either, but it gives Haiti a chance.
Yeah. This World Cup, because of the expanded teams, one of these teams that we've seen in and around the conversation for so long is going to get in. Is it going to be Haiti, right? Is it going to be Trinidad back in a World Cup? Is it going to be, Suriname? There's just so many possibilities here.
It's exciting. This is what makes this region so fascinating. And the exciting thing is it's all zeros right now, and it all kicks off. We will be back after the first round of matches, or maybe the second round of matches. We'll be back after these play out for a little bit of a reaction video, guys. So everyone out there, if you are enjoying these videos, please subscribe to the channel. And if you're ready for CONCACAF qualifying action, let us know your thoughts in the comments. And see you all soon. Keep watching the beautiful game. Keep watching CONCACAF. See how I said it like that?
That was better.